Breaking! A 19-year-old chess prodigy just destroyed Magnus Carlsen in the most shocking upset in chess history. But what happened next will make you question everything you thought you knew about competitive chess. We're talking about cheating allegations, a $100 million lawsuit, and conspiracy theories so wild they involve anal beads. I'm not making this up. Stay with me because this story gets absolutely insane. Before we dive into this chess scandal that literally broke the internet, make sure you hit that subscribe button because the evidence I'm about to show you is so explosive that even mainstream media outlets are scared to cover it. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this series. Let me take you back to September 2022, when the chess world was rocked by what seemed like an impossible upset. Hans Niemann, a relatively unknown 19-year-old American player, had just defeated Magnus Carlsen, the undisputed king of chess, in a tournament game. Now, upsets happen in chess, but this wasn't just any upset. This was a nobody beating the greatest player who ever lived, using an opening that Magnus had literally never lost with before. The chess community was buzzing, but everyone assumed it was just a lucky break for the kid. But here's what they weren't telling you: Magnus Carlsen doesn't just lose games like this. The man has a memory like a computer and preparation that goes 20 moves deep. For him to lose with his favorite opening to a teenager he'd never taken seriously? That's not luck. That's suspicious. And Magnus knew it. Here's what we know for sure. The very next day, Magnus Carlsen did something unprecedented in his entire career. He withdrew from the tournament. Not because of illness, not because of a family emergency, but because he refused to play Hans Niemann again. The official statement was vague, but Magnus posted a cryptic tweet with a video of soccer manager Jose Mourinho saying, "I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble." Now, you might be thinking this was just Magnus being a sore loser, but wait until you hear this. Chess.com, the biggest chess platform in the world, immediately banned Hans Niemann from their site. We're talking about a complete ban from a platform with over 100 million users. They didn't give a reason initially, but sources close to the situation started leaking that Hans had been flagged by their anti-cheating algorithms multiple times. Multiple times, people. This wasn't a one-off incident. But here's the part that nobody's talking about. Hans had been caught cheating online before. Not once, not twice, but allegedly dozens of times over several years. Chess.com had been quietly monitoring him, building a case, and when he beat Magnus, they decided enough was enough. And it gets worse. According to leaked documents from Chess.com's investigation, Hans's playing strength would mysteriously spike during certain games, then drop back to normal levels. We're talking about statistical anomalies that are virtually impossible to explain naturally. The data showed patterns that screamed artificial assistance, moves that were too perfect, too computer-like, too consistent with engine recommendations. Now, you might be thinking, how could someone cheat in an over-the-board tournament with cameras everywhere? Well, that's where this story takes a turn into absolute madness. The chess community started speculating about every possible method: hidden devices, coded signals from the audience, even vibrating implants. But then someone on Reddit suggested the most outrageous theory of all: anal beads that could vibrate to communicate chess moves. I know how that sounds, but think about it. It's the one place tournament officials would never check. It's completely hidden, and vibration patterns could easily communicate computer moves. The theory went viral instantly. Suddenly, everyone was talking about Hans Niemann and anal beads in the same sentence. Memes exploded across social media. Late-night talk show hosts were making jokes. The chess world had never seen anything like it. Before I continue with the most shocking part of this story, I need to know, do you think Hans actually cheated, or is this all just a witch hunt against a talented young player? Let me know in the comments because the evidence I'm about to show you will completely change how you see this entire situation. But here's where it gets really interesting. Chess.com finally released their full report, and it was absolutely devastating. We're talking about a 72-page document that reads like a criminal investigation. They accused Hans of cheating in over 100 online games, including prize money events. They had statistical analysis, behavioral patterns, and even evidence of him using multiple accounts to evade detection. The report revealed that Hans's online rating would mysteriously jump by hundreds of points during certain periods, then crash back down. His accuracy scores, which measure how closely someone's moves match computer recommendations, were impossibly high during suspected cheating games. We're talking about accuracy levels that even Magnus Carlsen rarely achieves in his best games. But here's the smoking gun. Chess.com claimed they had evidence of Hans using engine assistance in games as recently as 2020, when he was already a titled player competing for serious money. This wasn't some kid experimenting online. This was systematic, deliberate cheating at the highest levels of competitive chess. Think about it. Doesn't it seem suspicious that a player who was allegedly cheating online for years suddenly developed the ability to beat Magnus Carlsen over the board? And when you add the fact that Hans's post-game analysis was completely wrong, he couldn't explain the key moves that won him the game, suddenly everything clicks into place. Either Hans is the unluckiest genius in chess history, or something much darker was happening. And that's when everything exploded. Hans Niemann, instead of quietly accepting the allegations or trying to clear his name through chess, did something that shocked everyone. He sued Magnus Carlsen, Chess.com, and several other prominent figures for $100 million. $100 million! This wasn't just a defamation lawsuit, this was a declaration of war against the entire chess establishment. The lawsuit claimed that Magnus, Chess.com, and others had conspired to destroy Hans's career through false accusations and coordinated attacks. Hans's legal team argued that the cheating allegations were based on flawed statistical analysis and that the whole thing was a witch hunt designed to protect Magnus' reputation after an embarrassing loss. But here's the part that nobody saw coming. Hans admitted to cheating online, but only when he was 12 and 16 years old. He claimed these were isolated incidents, mistakes made by a young player who didn't understand the consequences. However, Chess.com's data suggested the cheating continued much longer and was far more extensive than Hans was admitting. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Tournament organizers started implementing unprecedented security measures, metal detectors, signal jammers, and even delays in live broadcasts to prevent real-time assistance. The chess world was treating every player like a potential criminal. Hans found himself banned from major tournaments, his reputation in ruins, his career effectively over at age 19. But here's the most disturbing part. If Hans was innocent, then the chess establishment had just destroyed a young man's life based on statistical analysis and suspicion. If he was guilty, then the integrity of competitive chess had been compromised for years without anyone noticing. This scandal has changed chess forever. We're now living in an era where every unexpected move, every surprising victory, and every statistical anomaly gets scrutinized for signs of cheating. Young players are afraid to play their best chess because they might be accused of being too good. Tournament security has become so intense that players joke about strip searches and cavity checks. The legal battle is still ongoing, and the implications are staggering. If Hans wins his lawsuit, it could bankrupt some of the biggest names in chess and prove that the anti-cheating measures are fundamentally flawed. If he loses, it sets a precedent that statistical analysis alone can destroy someone's career. But here's what really keeps me up at night. If a 19-year-old could potentially fool the chess world's best security measures and beat Magnus Carlsen through cheating, how many other players are doing the same thing? How long has this been going on? And most importantly, can we ever trust competitive chess again? So let me break this down for you. A teenage chess player beats the world champion in a shocking upset. The champion withdraws from the tournament and implies cheating without directly saying it. The world's biggest chess platform bans the teenager and releases evidence of extensive online cheating. The teenager sues everyone for $100 million, admitting to some cheating but claiming innocence in the most important games. This whole situation shows us that modern chess exists in a gray area where technology, statistics, and human judgment collide in ways we're still trying to understand. The line between genius and cheating has become so blurred that we might never know the complete truth about what really happened in that tournament room. What do you think really happened here? Is Hans Niemann a cheating mastermind who fooled the chess world, or is he a talented young player who became the victim of a conspiracy? Are the anal bead theories completely insane, or is the truth even stranger than fiction? Drop your theories in the comments below because some of your responses to my last chess video were absolutely wild. And don't forget to subscribe because tomorrow I'm exposing the Bobby Fischer disappearance story, how America's greatest chess champion became an international fugitive with a $5 million bounty on his head. Trust me, that story makes this cheating scandal look like child's play. The FBI, international conspiracies, and a chess genius who vanished into thin air. You're not ready for what I found. And if you want more chess drama that'll blow your mind, check out this video where I revealed the truth about Magnus Carlsen's epic meltdown that broke the internet.